the systems we have created now controlling us? I think that's a great conversation. I actually believe it's fairly easy to figure that one out. So the source, and this is the discipline that I learned from Bucky Fuller, and it is why we talk about the source idea, is to go back to the source of applied statistics, also known as artificial intelligence, and the pattern integrity that's woven into that. I think the window has closed on open sourcing and taking it out of the hands of the few power brokers. I think that window's gone already, unfortunately. It's a little bit like in Australia, we like to acknowledge that we're on somebody else's country and that they're ancestors. So if you really have a look behind the veil of applied statistics, it is the modern version of colonisation. There is, in my opinion, no other way around answering that question. Artists, poets, novelists, writers, philosophers, mathematicians, scientists, who have worked with great love and passion for decades and decades, are the fodder for somebody else's wealth. And that disturbs me very, very much. So just like we acknowledge when we walk on the land in Australia, I think there needs to be, for you, even open a version of AI that we might acknowledge that we're getting this tool off the backs of the unacknowledged and unrewarded. I get very emotional when I speak about this. Not only that, but how do you think the intelligence is created? So how do you think object recognition is created? Where a tool can find, like you go into your digital photo library and you can type sunrise and all the sunrises come up. It's not created by the machine. It's created by humans. It's created by millions of humans in places like Africa who work in black boxes, whose job is to identify imagery so that the machine can start to recode that imagery. Included in that work, and a lot of these people are actually getting paid to do something, and they're getting paid a little bit more than other people, so they feel like they're making progress. But there is also a group of humans that are doing it right now who are working away in the background, looking at images every day, hours on end, hours and hours on end, of the type of things that cannot be looked at once without absolutely fracturing our souls. I want you to think about that. You know, I get very emotional talking about this. I want you to think about people who have to look at decapitated babies and blown up body parts, and then child rape and children sex trafficking. That is what they have to look at for 8, 9, 10 hours a day. So they can put a ring around it so that some intelligence that we've created can determine that. So I want to acknowledge those people as well. And then the final piece that I want to say about this is that tools are designed to support life and the increased well-being of humanity. So is it good that you can have something that has a higher potential opportunity of doing a reading radiographic scans and determining cancer and all of that sort of stuff? I think this is a good thing. In almost all cases in the medical field, they will say that it cannot do it on its own without humans. The only way this type of tool has any thrivability in a syntropic world is if it's open sourced and highly regulated. It's a commons. And that we honor and pay homage and somehow find a way, and again, not for profit, because for profit means that all of my work, I got over 3,500 articles published. I have no control over the machine scraping that into a something and repurposing that for somebody else's profit. That's colonisation. So use with care and fall on your knees every time you open the app with respect to all of the people whose blood has been spilt so that this can bring you a something in your life.